Hi everyone, it's your favorite financial coach, and I have some absolute boy math for you today. You know it has to do with a truck because men rationalize so much the purchase of overpriced trucks. I can't blame them because number one, us women, we do it too. And instead of a truck, it's like a trip to Sephora or a trip to Target, buying things we absolutely do not need. And to be fair, a car is something that people need, but the trucks have gotten out of hand. Did you know that in America, 26% of people are upside down on their truck and the average truck payment is $754? That's ridiculous. Why is that a thing? I don't know. But today, I would like to talk about this client. I'm not going to reveal who he is, of course, but I really, if I could just sit down and whisper to him something, okay, that's weird. If I could just shake him and knock some sense into him, right? Like, I can't Dave Ramsey it. I'm not going to be, you're stupid. Go sell the truck, okay? When we started the call, one of the first things he said to me was, Alyssa, I am not going to talk about the truck. I'm not selling the truck. The truck is mine. And I'm like, okay. What I actually said was, I'm not going to tell a grown man to sell his truck. But this video was a response to that, which is what I would like to tell him, which is let's let the math talk. Okay, so we're going to let the math talk today. For real, for real. Let's go over the numbers, shall we? So, my client is in their late 20s with a blended family with a girlfriend. He has 2 kids, she has 1, and they want to buy a house because their family is getting bigger. But they are stuck bleeding money. The household income is $7,200 with a $1,250 mortgage, which is amazing, 17% of their income, $1,000 on the truck. Minimum on credit cards is $600, $900 for daycare, $900 for groceries, $300 for utilities and gas, and $1,850 for everything else. Also, she's paying off a car, $350 a month. So that's great. Let's talk about if he sells, okay? I know those are fighting words, but let's just talk about it. If he sells the truck, he can move the $1,000 into his credit card payments. Instead of paying $600 a month, he pays $1,000 a month. Wait, he pays $1,600 a month. And things are starting to look up for him. Instead of making the minimums and taking almost 15 years to pay off this cards, if he stays at the minimums, he's going to put $1,600 towards it, making that total down to $1,600, which is pretty amazing. And maybe he could even use some of that $1,800 that he has going on, from the extra money that's in his budget. With his minimums, he probably has around $30,000 worth of debt that he has to pay off. So I'm just assuming that, though. He didn't tell me the exact number, but according to his minimums, that's about where it's going to be. So he pays off the debt in 2 years, and then in 2 more years, he can have $24,000 to $30,000 saved to put towards a down payment. If he puts a down payment down of $24,000, which would be the minimum he saved over the 2 years, then he would save $30,000 in interest over the lifetime of that mortgage for a $350,000 house at 7%, which is the national average interest rate. Still, he would save $157 off of his mortgage payments each month, and he would be in a much better position to be accelerating his wealth instead of depleting it. The best part of this situation is not only does he have another car that he could possibly use, but he also has equity in this truck. So if he sells it, he actually has $20,000, which would even propel himself further into wealth if he chose to. I have a feeling if he wonders, he will just lose it all if he sells his truck and that he would have to start from ground zero. He had quite a bit of savings before and then he depleted it through life. And I'm wondering if that truck is just helping him stay and feel wealthy. It really makes me wonder, and I wish I had time in this consultation to dive into that, but I didn't. I also know when he was talking about the truck that he was really proud that he finally had this truck that he could afford. He put a huge down payment on it. It was just a dream situation. And I feel like giving that up is really hard. I think that most of us would struggle to give up something like that. And honestly, it's very hard to admit that we've made a mistake financially. finances are part of our American mindset where it's like if you're doing well, then you are well. And sometimes we put our worth and value into our stuff. It's just crazy. I mean, will he feel like a failure if he gives up the truck? Probably. But will it help him financially to actually become wealthy later? Yes. He has so much going for him. That's the thing. He's young. He can still recover from something like this that it makes me sad. That's why I wanted to talk to him about it, because it's just so powerful what he could do with this wealth, as I've shown you, if he turns it around now. What I would like to tell him is letting go is a process. It takes time to admit that we've made a mistake and to actually act on fixing it. But that's what we do. That's the difference between doing girl and boy math and doing the adult thing. And that's what also gets us wealthy. It's super cool how it works. Another thing I would ask him is that if the truck is truly that important, is there something else that we can do? Can we go get a second job? Can we market our highly valuable skill and work on a side income? Is there another way to get help with the kids so it's not so expensive? All of these things we should ask ourselves before maybe we give up the big truck. Whether he does or not, though, he has a lot going for him. I mean, his girlfriend and him both are in school to get better jobs and to have a high income. I really think if he sold the truck today, he could have it later and actually afford it and probably pay cash. That would be amazing. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on the boy math. I really hope that he changes his mind. Anyway, I'm Alyssa. I'm a financial coach. I love doing analysis like this. So if you want help with your personal finances, you can come find me below in the description box, but just subscribe and like for more content like this, because financial analysis, budget analysis is kind of my favorite thing. And if you have a scenario you want me to look over, I would love to hear about that too. All right, that's it for now. Peace. I gotta go wake up these kids for homeschool. Well, they're already awake. I have to go disrupt their quiet time and teach them some stuff now. It's my favorite thing. Besides money.